Hi, my name's Hannah and welcome back to my series Made at Home for my wedding scrapbook. Today I'm going to show you how to make this gorgeous ring, which is perfect maybe as a bridesmaid's gift, or if you are a guest at the wedding you can soup up your outfit. So for this project, we are going to need two types of wire. I've got a 0.8mm wire, which is a slightly thicker wire, and then a 0.4mm wire, which is the thinner one, obviously. I've got a collection of pearlescent beads here. Now, depending whether it's a gift or not, you might want to use real kind of freshwater pearls or real gemstones. But for the purpose of this, I'm just using some of these beads, which still look really nice as costume jewellery. So we also need some jewellery making tools. So I've got some jewellery making pliers here that have got quite a fine tip and some wire cutters. So the first stage to this project is to create a base that you can wrap the wire of your ring around. Now I've created this ingenious invention. I've got a wooden spoon and I've used some masking tape and I've wrapped it around the outside. You can also use a ring mandrel, which is a professional tool for a ring maker. Basically, I've wrapped this around to the size of my ring, so I've got my wedding ring here, and if I thread it on there you can see that it fits perfectly. But what I actually need to do is make that slightly bigger, because when you wire on the beads it expands the space within the ring. So I'm just going to add another wrap of that masking tape on there, and that should be a really good size to start making my ring base on. So now we're ready to make our ring base. I'm going to use the thicker wire, which is the 0.8mm wire, and just cut a section of that off, and that's sort of about 20 centimetres-ish. And then I'm going to use the mandrel that we've created and overhang about 2 centimetres, and I'm going to wrap it around 3 times. And then at the final one, I'm just going to give it a little bit of a twist at the end, just there. And then we need to just remove that shape from the mandrel. Then I'm just going to give it another couple of twists, cut those ends off, and then I'm going to use my pliers to flatten that down against the ring. Now, it's really important with ring making that you don't have any sharp edges, because there's nothing worse than, especially if you're giving it as a gift, you really don't want anyone to cut themselves on their wire ring. So make sure that you cut things really well. I'm just going to squish that end into the ring so it looks like that. So our next stage is to start adding our beads to our ring base. For that I'm going to use this thinner wire, so this 0.4mm wire. It's really thin and it's really flexible and it's easy to use. You need to cut off a fairly decent sized section, because you don't want to start again and have any ends on this. So I'm going to cut off about 40 centimetres. And then we start off our ring base, so we're going to cover where our join is on our rings. So I'm going to start from about 2/3 of the way round and just wrap this wire neatly around the edge, probably about 3 or 4 times, just to make sure it's quite secure. And then with the pliers again, I'm just going to make sure that that's squashed down nicely and is nice and tight on there. So I'm going to have smaller beads around the edge and then bigger beads in the middle. It kind of looks a bit nicer, a bit more balanced on the ring. So I'm going to grab one of my smaller pearl beads here and thread that onto my wire. And then this is really simple, it's all about wrapping. So I'm going to wrap the wire back round a couple of times to secure it. And then add another small bead. And then I'm just going to keep on wrapping these around until I build up my design. So now I'm almost finished. I'm just going to add my last bead in there and wrap that round. And as you can see, I've really built up my design. So just to finish that off, I'm going to wrap that wire around about 3 or 4 times. So just pull it so it's really taut, and then just trim off the end. And then again, just use your pliers to really squash down that end. And you can slightly kind of move your beads around a little bit just to kind of arrange them. So basically with the beads, I've gone about halfway around the ring, and there is your finished ring. So if you've enjoyed that video, please give me a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to the My Wedding Scrapbook channel on YouTube. You can also like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter, and tune in next week because I'm making something blue for the bride. I'm making a little bow hair clip.